Hi Aquarius, welcome to your July 2017 Astro Tarot forecast. My name is Charlotte from Astrology.com. This month we're going to talk about some big lunar events that are going to take place this summer and how all of this is really activated in the month of July, especially from that June 24th new moon in Cancer forward. There are going to be a lot of changes coming up this summer involving your relationships. There's going to be some emotional endings for you. But I think the big focus is going to be on your partner or on your long-term relationships. That can be with parents or partners, those that you're bound to by contract, certainly business partners. But we're going to get a couple of big lunar events that are going to take place. Number one, a new moon in Leo is going to take place on the 23rd of this month. It's going to lead towards an emotional climax in your sign of Aquarius on August the 8th. And it's going to be followed by another new moon in Leo, or another new moon eclipse rather in Leo, that's really going to open up the doorway for you and a partner over the next 6 months. Big changes coming around for you, Aquarius. And I think a lot of you have been stuck within your relationships and really trying to define your boundaries within certain relationships. But as July begins, this is about a lot of volatile energy taking place that's really going to affect your legal sector, your short trips, long distance travel, even academics, publishing, writing. It's going to be a lot of communication that's going to be blocked, maybe in regard to issues to do with home and family or children, and also your health, I think, could be affected here because that June 24th new moon in Cancer opened up a 2-week window in which you may have battled some health issues, as may have been true for you over the past decade, because that new moon opened up the cardinal cross energy that was especially very defiant in the years of 2010 and 2011 and really overwhelmed us all as Pluto began to spar with Uranus. Pluto being in Capricorn, Uranus being in the sign of Aries, when Uranus is your ruling planet. So this may have affected you emotionally, even electrically, maybe neurologically in some regard, where you have experienced a lot of different health complaints or serious health matters over the past decade. Some of you have just been involved in humanitarian effort and helping other people with these types of problems and becoming more compassionate, more withdrawn from your ego, and really exuding. I know Aquarians have always been known for their humanitarian effort, but they've also been the great networkers. And I think over the past decade, you've really been working by yourself because you've been dealing with your own emotional conflicts, battles, addictions, hidden issues that you just aren't willing to share with other people, secrets that you've kept to yourself. And all of these have really culminated in energy in your existence, that being your physical and spiritual existence, that are, radiating out a new perspective for people to view of the public. You are the carriers of the public consciousness of what the mainstream public feels. And it's really been up to you to gain a clearer perspective, a higher consciousness through these emotional struggles. And I think from June 24th into the first part of July, it's you again putting the needs of others before yourself at some points, of struggling with your own health issues, of really finding that there are harbinger secrets and lies involving legalities, or trying to get to the truth of a matter, or trying to, be more fair and balanced and come up with a new ethical code of morality here. I know that sounds pretty profound, but you can take it down to everyday lingo, just doing the right thing. And doing the right thing, not just for you, but for all involved. And so what we see here before us, this is going to be really your message from Spirit concerning all of these astrological influences. And I do want to remind you that the cards are a reflection of consciousness. They are a reflection of collective consciousness. Collective consciousness is its own force, and it moves a little faster than we do here on earth in physical reality. Our spiritual reality is always going to be the leader, and our physical reality is going to follow. So this is what the cards pertain to. That's the reason we can flip cards and actually get a feel of the energy around us, because it's reflecting it back to us spiritually. But always remember that this perspective can change based on our own free will and how we interpret the astrological energies on us. For example, some of you Aquarians, again, you may have your health house balanced, and so you're going to be putting forward effort at the end of June in regard to helping other people. And this could definitely be related to a spouse, because we have a lot of spouse energy just beginning this month. Changes with the spouse just beginning. And all this is going to be activated because of the Aquarius eclipse. Aquarius lunar eclipse is going to take place on August the 8th. It's a reflection. It's a marker in the sky that says, look back to the last month. Because all of these things that are so emotionally important to you, especially involving females, home and family, even children, that's what lunar eclipses always represent, is that all of these changes have happened in the month prior to August the 8th and leading up to August the 8th. And they're going to have residual effects that are going to take place after August the 8th. This is going to bleed over into your relationships. And certainly, when we talk about a lunar eclipse in Aquarius, for you Aquarius, this is really highlighting the axis of your 1st and 7th house. And so this is about how you perform in your relationships, what you're willing to put up with, what you're willing to define as your own personal boundary within a relationship, how much you're willing to give in regard to your partner. And we know that both people are not always giving 100% of themselves to the other person at all times. We couldn't even function that way. Some of us aren't even giving 50%. Sometimes your partner is taking more. And I think for Aquarius lately, I've got to be honest, I think your partner has been taking more. And taking more of the emotional energy. You've been giving more of that to this person. And some of you have been dealing with water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And all of this has had a draining effect on your usual airy, mindful self, to where you're becoming more grounded in your emotions in some way. You're having to take a step back and saying, emotions are a powerful influence. Everything is not just about a psychological process, is it? Because we are very human beings, but also very spiritual, and our emotions are really a culmination of that type of duality, where our mindful acuity is able to be the driver for our emotions, but nevertheless the emotions exist without the mindful acuity. It's up to us to use the mindful acuity to really direct these energies. And so I realize that I'm kind of all over the place here, but I want you to be able to pull all of these things into one. Because if I could describe the month of July, it would be about emotional culmination that requires a mindful perspective. You're going to have to rise above the emotions of the way that you feel about a partner. Your partner may be acting erratic. They may be experiencing a certain physical ailment. They may throw something on you that's unexpected. And this can definitely not only refer to your spouse, but also your business partnerships. Again, your parents may be experiencing this kind of energy. So as we get into the month of July, by July 23rd, there's going to be a new beginning with a partner. So let's see the message that Spirit has for us here in the cards. And again, I have the Oracle cards with the Tarot again this month. I feel like that worked good last month. So let's see what this has to say. And it's saying this summer, and this is, I've been getting this in so many readings, that this summer is like a mixture of fire and water. It is an emotional roller coaster for you, Aquarius. And there's something new that's beginning. And this something new is an answer to your prayer. And it may not seem like it at first, Aquarius, but there is a synergetic influence here. Something is happening for a reason. This is a divine opportunity. The outcome that's going to take place from this summer, especially involving your relationships, is going to really change the course of your life. And I believe that it is going to really change all of these things leading up to December, when you are going to really need a stable and firm home foundation in your life, especially over the next 2 years, with Saturn moving into Capricorn and joining Pluto. That's really going to bring the end and the finality to everything that you've experienced over the last decade, all of the trauma, all of the hardship, all of the sickness, all of the serving others, all of these emotional battles and secrets. And some of you have had even secret relationships, I see here. Some of you have been dealing with people who have, maybe your partner has had secret relationships, but all of those things are going to come to an end. And this is, if we had two roads, you know, the poem by Robert Frost, Two Roads That Diverge in the Woods, and the path less traveled. It's one of my favorite poems. I can't recite it verbatim. But this is the crossroad for you, Aquarius. But it's not going to seem like it's your choice this month, because all of these energies are meeting up. These energies are a culmination of everything that you have decided regarding to your relationships over the past 6 months, even longer. But especially over the last past months, especially since February. But as you enter into this energy, just know, have faith that this is all happening for a reason. In these shakeups that are going to take place, there are going to be some shakeups. There's going to be a need to rid yourself of people who are negative in some way. And you're going to feel vulnerable to this influence. You may have anxiety at times, but I think that you are in tune with Spirit enough that you are going to follow the signs, and you are going to recognize everything that's happening. You're going to be like, wow, I wouldn't have chose that because I wouldn't have wanted to hurt this person, or I wouldn't have wanted, that wouldn't have been my best option. But now that it's happened, I'm going to make the best out of it, right? That is the situation we find ourselves in here. And I'm going to turn the tarot over. And already I can see that there is a new beginning in one relationship. We have an offer of love on the table. I just heard home move in my mind. So I think that this is definitely, Ace of Cups can be a home move. You're going to have to travel, or someone's traveling to you in some way. That's really going to have you feeling like you want to leave one relationship maybe for another. There's a passion here, an opportunity. But the sun is reversed, and so it's not highlighted. It's not brought out into the open right now. So for some of you, this is definitely a hidden relationship. Some of you have experienced, or your partner maybe have experienced, a breach of security. And when I get this whale card here, I feel like this is like something that comes up suddenly, you know, like a whale dips up out of the water. This is about also internet security. Maybe there are secrets that have been brought up online that you're seeing here. For some of you, this is going to be about someone coming against your family unit, and you really needing to discern spiritually the right steps that you're going to need to take. Maybe you or your partner have worked very hard over an amount of years for your wealth or personal security, or your material manifestations. And if so, there may be some sort of ceremony that's going to take place in July. And this could be something that, you know, where you're feeling like there are new opportunities and wishes coming true, but it's almost like it's a brand new experience. So it's you're feeling very vulnerable to the situation. For some of you, again, we have another missed opportunity. And I can remember if Aquarius had that last month, but it seems like they did. And this may be in regard to a career situation. You know, you have all of these career aspirations. You're not feeling like you're being fulfilled, or you're able to put your plans in order right now. And that's because it's not the right time, Aquarius. And I can tell you astrologically that time is coming up in September or October. Right now in the month of July, don't get disheartened about that too much, because all of these things that are happening around you, especially with your partner that you're having to deal with, those things are taking precedence right now, because they are going to help direct your path in the future. If you aren't married and you're a single Aquarian, then maybe this is about you becoming involved in another relationship. Maybe this person is tied up to someone else, and you're having to wait on that right now. And so this opportunity is not going to reach you this month, and maybe you're really looking for new career opportunities. Maybe you're wanting to move Maybe you are just seeking out, another way of life, and you're feeling like you're stuck in that situation. Some of you may even be, feeling need to have an emotional release. And certainly that lunar eclipse in Aquarius that's taking place on August the 8th is going to bring an emotional release for you. And that may be about how you present yourself publicly, or an opportunity that you just knew for sure, or you thought for sure was going to work, and it's not working out exactly the way that you have planned. And I'm going to use the Kipper deck by Cyril Marchetti to really kind of clarify some of this information. So some of you are definitely getting messages relating to a relationship, or your partner's getting these messages, and it seems like a new opportunity, a new offer of love. The synergetic influence here, or what's really taking place that you feel like you don't have, you didn't start, or you didn't initiate, you didn't want to begin, is going to involve a legal matter. This may involve a long distance travel, or maybe travel that wasn't planned, or it's going to be a bit of a bumpy ride in some situation. Some of you are dreaming of something else. You're wanting these big changes in your career. You're wanting these big changes in your relationship. You're wanting a partner who understands that you are emotionally vulnerable in certain situations, that you don't just process everything psychologically, that Aquarius, you do have deep feelings, even though they don't always show. And it seems like your partner feels like they can just always pile all of these things on top of you, and you're not going to break. And I think this month you're going to actually show your vulnerability, and you're going to say, listen, I guess I need to define some new boundaries, because there's only so much that I can take anymore. Some of you are going through a divorce here. I see that very clearly here. And it seems like there is a situation maybe involving the material assets that you're going to need to be on top of. If you're advocating for a partner, say your partner is involved in a legal dispute, you need to be the firm foundation. You need to be the one that has the eyes on the knowledge here. If this is for you and you are divorcing your partner, make sure you pay attention to all the legal paperwork here. You want to be on top of any thing financially that is promised to you. And you want to definitely, again, know that this may take time. This could take several trips to court even. This could be a long and drawn out court case, I'm seeing for some of you here. Some of this legal battle may be in regard to home and family, or an actual physical property. This could be you fighting over the house in a marriage, or who's going to pay the house payment, who is going to be allotted any type of joint properties that have taken place within the marriage. For some of you, you have long marriages here. These are marriages that have, maybe been longer than 20 years, I feel like, for some of you. But you're just ready. It's like all of a sudden you make a decision. You're ready to leave the situation because of some truth that comes forward. We don't have the Ace of Swords here. But I feel like maybe this is something you're able to emotionally discern. No matter what legal situation or what partnership influence that you have here, with all of this chaos that I'm feeling here in the month of July for you, Aquarius, it's like your sixth sense knows. Your heart knows. Listen to your heart, Aquarius. You know if someone has done something wrong. You don't need them to tell you. You don't need to go through their phone. You don't need to check on their email. Who's got time for that? You simply know if your partner is doing something wrong, or if they are totally committed to you. And I could go further with that. We could sit here and talk about that all day, Aquarius. But I'm telling you, this month, in the month of July, you are going to know what the right thing to do is related to this situation. So if this is a family member who's wanting help, I think you're going to get that message that may come down here. Actually, I think that message could come in as early as late June, but especially at the end of July, after that July 23rd new moon in Leo. That's definitely going to be a situation. We have the sign of Leo here, which is the Sun card, and the Four of Pentacles atop this, going up against this message. So this message, again, may relate to home and family. It's going to come in very quickly. It could be volatile. A lot of emotional instability here, a lot of emotional culmination. And these expectations that you have, you are so vulnerable to these expectations. You're wanting everything to work out so well. The wealth that you're going to gain here may be actually, in spirituality, we have the number 7 3 times here. We have the number 11. I don't know if you are familiar with the numerology. This is almost like a divine, again, a synchronistic vibe here. All of this is happening for a reason. It's like the universe is stirring the pot here. It's stirring the pot to make you realize, especially if you're a female Aquarius, to wake up and realize that you have got to stop. You have got to stop your partner from overreacting in some way, I think. And you're going to have to prevent them from really going overboard and either taking away too much or there's an imbalance here that you're going to need to bring back to balance. You're going to need to be, again, you're going to need to be the brains of this situation. You're going to really need to, think outside the box, what you're good at. And you got to think about everything that's surrounding you. Here is a main female within a community of people. She's working hard. She's built up some money behind her, and there's a ceremony here. So maybe this is a community celebration. This could be a wedding. This could be a graduation. This could be any type of ceremony that involves maybe your spouse. This is what I feel like that I see here. This could be for you in your career. Maybe you are retiring. Maybe there is a situation like that that's happening. Maybe some of you are attending weddings or funerals this month. But there's some sort of situation like that makes you feel very vulnerable to the expectations that you have for the future. And it's like you're worried about money. It seems like you have some money coming in, but there's this threat of money being taken away from you or security that's being taken away from you in a situation. I think this is all going to work out for you, Aquarius. I have more good money cards here on the table than I do for those that could have a negative effect on you or make you struggle in some way. So let's see, why are you feeling vulnerable and what is going to be the outcome here? Now the wheel's turning. This is a big change for you, Aquarius. Some of you, again, have been codependent on a partner and you're going to be leaving that partner maybe over the next 6 months. If it doesn't happen in the month of July, I feel like some of you are definitely going to be leaving them by August, or at least making that decision to get a divorce. Others of you are moving down a new path with a partner. Maybe they have a new beginning as far as their own career or their own life or their own health. And this has you very scared in some way. These changes that are happening to your partner have you just overwhelmed. But again, trust that this is happening for a reason. And this is going to really allow by October your own, it's going to allow you to spread your own wings. It's going to allow you to really make the changes that you need to make and to come into your own power. And so right now, if you have to support your partner in something, Aquarius, do that. I know it may seem like it's just like the last straw. If you can no longer do that, if this is a situation, obviously, where there's been abuse, where there's been volatility, where this is not a happy atmosphere any longer, then you have to leave that partner. Then just do so knowing that this partner is eventually going to come around. Sometimes when we get divorced, first of all, there's sadness, right? And then there's a lot of anger and a lot of resentment that comes forward. And all of this energy takes time to heal. But eventually, two people can come back together, not to be lovers, but to be friends, especially if you have children between you. That is the best case scenario. So I feel like later on, if your partner's giving you a lot of angst during this divorce, there may be a chance for healing that's coming later on down the road, and this partner will come back up and support you and say, listen, you're the father of my child, or you're the mother of my child, and obviously I don't want to cause my child any pain, so I want the best for you. Whatever that might be. It doesn't mean you gotta, have dinner with these people. It just means that you can come to a peace treaty of some sort later on down the road. So just have hope for that future. And the wheel is turning. I feel like for a lot of you, this reading is definitely for an Aquarius female. I think maybe for the majority of you. And this is about the expectations that you have about your personal security and codependent relationships. So this could be the income of your spouse. This could be the assets of the marriage together that have been built up over the years, and the investments made, the emotional investments made by both people. But this is about really, deciding to walk away from certain situations here. I think there's definitely hidden enemies that you can't see. Definitely. There's probably another female involved in your relationship that you can't even see, Aquarius. Whether this is an ex-partner if you're in family court, whether this is a current attraction for your partner, whether this is a family member even who's coming up here with a false face and really presenting all of this chaos to you. But I think by that August 8th lunar eclipse in Aquarius, you're going to agree to let go of one situation or one female family member you're going to have to let slide out of your life. One home you're going to have to let slide out of your life, because a lunar eclipse do bring endings with females with the home. And sometimes this is saying goodbye. Certainly I hope this is not a death or grief in your family, but I do feel like there is a letting go of a female influence in your life that has held you back in some way and has really kept you emotionally imbalanced. Or this may be just, again, you letting go. Maybe you're the one that's been deceptive here in this relationship, and maybe it's you that has wanted this change and to leave a relationship, and your partner doesn't know about it, and you are deciding that you're going to have to just, take a leap of faith and leave this relationship, that it's not healthy for anyone any longer. But my best hope for you here, that these are changes that are going on that you and your partner are weathering together. But I think you're going to have a lot of surprises here. I think there is extra money to be found in regard to home and family matters. I think that is going to be illuminated by the end of July, and you're going to really find a way to find balance there. And I'm looking over here right quick at this new moon energy that's coming up in August. Yeah, solar eclipse comes after that lunar eclipse, August 8th. The solar eclipse comes in your relationship sector, August the 21st, at 29 degrees of Leo. And we know that 29 degrees is the final process of something. This is the final process, maybe, of you beginning something new with your partner. And if this is a legal situation, this is going to take place, I think, over the next 6 months. And it's going to be the finality between the two of you, and it's going to be hard to let go, but you're going to do it. For some of you, this is new legal situations that are just starting with home and family, new home moves, new career fields with your partners that are going to take place over 6 months. And you finally being able to put forward your hopes and dreams and how you want your lifestyle to be activated by September and October. You're really going to be start feeling that power when Jupiter moves into Scorpio, Aquarius. So I wish the best for you. Check out my website. I offer a free horoscope every month that I spend a lot of time doing. I'm also offering a discounted Astro Tarot personal forecast for you. That's where I do the cards just for you. You can lay out the characters for me in your life or the questions that you're asking, and I'll link it to a private YouTube video that only you will see and only you will have the link to. And I'm offering that for $25 probably from now through August. It is a summer special, so check that out. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook. My Facebook page is really my home group, and that is the CH Astrology Facebook. I'll link it below. And sometimes I'm offering new readings, free readings, discounted readings, that sort of thing. Also offer daily guidance astrologically and spiritually there. So wish you the best in the month of July, Aquarius. Take care.